guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a very kind of, I guess, some fall vibes in spring summer. We're bringing in spooky girl summer over here is what we're doing. This is the look I created today using the Hocus Pocus palette from Colourpop, the Gather Round Sisters palette. You guys know how much I love this one so much, and I wanted to dip into some of the shades I haven't used. And in this video we will also be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. The details will all be at the end of the video, so don't skip the video and just go to the end. Actually watch the video, because I'm going to show you how to get this look. We're going to hang out, have fun together, do some spooky girl summer vibes going on here, I guess. I don't know. I just want to play with purple and do a look, and yeah. If that interests you and you want to enter the giveaway, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know some more looks you would like to see and some more videos you would like to see over here. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram for some more bonus content. I do some behind the scenes action over there on my IG stories. We hang out. You just see kind of my day-to-day life over there, and some more makeup looks and products, things I don't always get around to posting or talking about on the channel. And I am making exclusive content for IG, as in some IGTVs. So without further ado, let's get into this tutorial and giveaway action. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Hello, hi, how are you? Okay, so today I want to use the Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette, and I want to do something very purple. I've not really used these shades right here, and I want to use them today. I want to do a look with them, and we may dip into some other shades. We'll see what we do. I just kind of want to sit down and play and do something a little bit dramatic and a little bit kind of spooky girl, some gothy vibes, because I haven't done that in a while. I've been real caught up in doing, like, you know, springy looks and kind of simple stuff, and I'm like, we need to just do a spooky look. I've already primed my eyes and filled in my brows lightly just to kind of get a shape going, and I got some lip balm on. This is the e.l.f. Cheeky Cherry lip balm, and I put a little liner to, like, kind of keep it in the lines because this one's a little bit pigmented, and it'll migrate on me, and next thing you know, I'll have berry color all over the place. So yeah. Let's just go ahead and get on started here. I'm going to grab a large eyeshadow brush, just like a base shadow brush, and I'm going to jump into the shade Full Moon first. And we're going to take that right here under the brow, just to highlight and get my base going for this look. I love to have a nice bony type of shade to blend into. Not a stark white, but like a soft bone shade or eggshell or something like that. Just under the brow, because, I don't know, I feel like it makes blending very finished looking, like it keeps your brow bone from looking abrupt. But I don't like to bring the base shade all over the lid, because that can, to me, make the shade a little less pigmented. But I just like to have that for the transition to flow into up here. And since I have a large brow bone, if I highlight my brow bone with a shade like this after the fact, I feel like it just brings a lot of attention to the brow bone, and I don't want that much attention on it, you know? I don't like it to look stark. Occasionally there's times when you need to blend a shade out, and, you know, if things get a little too high up, you can go back in with this shade. But I just feel like it's a good place to start. I don't know. That's just a personal preference, and it works for me. Let's go ahead and start with Hello Salem, which is kind of a soft rose shade. I feel like I'm getting this lip balm on my teeth. Ignore it if it gets on my teeth. And I'm going to load my fluffy brush up here. This is a Sonia Cash Shake Rounded Crease. And I'm going to start to pull that right through the socket transition area and let that flow up into our base shade. Just gives a very soft shadow right there, and just I think it's going to kind of ground the look a little bit, because we're going pretty bold with our actual eyeshadow, and I just think this is a really pretty shade. It's very soft. It's probably not going to show up on deeper skin tones that well, like, I mean, because it doesn't really show up that much on me. It's a very soft shade, but it's a good one, like, to blend edges out and soften an edge if it gets a little too bold on you. It gets a little too abrupt at the edges. So if you're having trouble, you know, blending a very vibrant shade, something like this can kind of come in there and just help you out a little and diffuse the edge. All right, now I'm going to go over to my E25, which is a blending brush from Sigma that's kind of flat when at one angle and then wide when you turn it. And it's a little stained because I used it yesterday. And we're going to go straight into Dead Man's Toe, and we're going to bring that through the crease to start, and kind of bring it up a little bit. So I'm just going to load up my brush here with that. Tap it off. The shade is quite pigmented and a lot. So we're going to start a little conservative and go from there. So I'm going to start right here into that socket. See, it is a pretty vibrant purple. Not a color that I work with very often. So I'm kind of wanting to get out of my comfort zone a little bit here and do something kind of bold and a little different for me. I mean, have you ever seen me use a shade this color? Probably not a long time if you have. I think the closest would have been not this past Mardi Gras, but the Mardi Gras before I did a pretty bold purple look. I'm just gonna rock that in the socket like this and slowly let it diffuse. Let the brush kind of do the work to keep it from getting too blown out and crazy. And just slowly build. And kind of let it float out this direction a little bit and get a nice little wingy shape going. And as there is less product on the brush, I will slowly start to take it a little higher into that transition and turn the brush kind of sideways to where it's going like that, vertical, and blend. And just diffuse those edges without it blending too far. A little bit of control here today. Cool. All right. Just gonna build that up just a bit more. Get that good and intense in that socket. And relaxing my eye while I do this so it is still visible when my eyes are relaxed. Go back to my original blending brush here with no additional product and just come around that edge. Just like that, just to make sure everything is looking nice and soft. Back to the E25 and just keep building. All right, I think I'm happy with that. That looks cool, huh? Maybe take a little bit more Hello Salem right in here just to soften that little portion. You see, it was going to get a little abrupt right there. And I didn't want to blend the purple even further because then it would just keep traveling. So I'm taking the Hello Salem shade now and using that to soften that inner part. There we go. Maybe deepen things up just a tad. I'm going to take a E42, which is a precision firm blender. Small brush like this. I'm going to dip just a bit into, I call it a bus. Just a little bit there. And kind of work that on this outer corner. And the outer V. Just in a little circular motion. This shade does have glitter in it, but the glitters don't really stick when you're blending it. Unless you're laying it down and like patting it on. Which I use this shade I think on Halloween or to go to like a Halloween thing. And I just patted it on the lid with my finger over a stickier unset primer and it looked so good. It actually worked. I'm just using it basically as a black eyeshadow today though to build. Because it is essentially a black eyeshadow with some various glitters in there. You have some purple, some green, and some gold. But that's not going to do much for us today. I'm just going to kind of wing that out a little bit into that purple. And I'm working kind of slow, just taking my time with it. Something like that. And then I'll clean this little brush off on a paper towel. I go back to Dead Man's Toe on the same little brush and just tickle it right there around that edge of the black and kind of marry them together. So most of the depth is out here. Just kind of painting. And slowly start to kind of pull that over into the crease a little bit. And if any of the black kind of comes with it, that's cool. That's kind of what I'm going for. Get back to our E25. Is that correct? Yes, E25. And soften just a little bit. A little more purple just in there. I'm just kind of work that right here to that crease socket line. And then soften once again. So I'm trying to keep this from getting away from me. Get this other eye up to speed and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's move on to the lid now. I'm gonna take a little flat brush from Sony Kashik's super old flat brush. And what I'm gonna do is dampen it just a tad with some setting spray. I've kind of rearranged in here so everything's in a little bit of a different location. I'm just gonna take a touch of setting spray on this brush, dampen it just a bit. And go into the shade Thackeray Banks, which is that metallic purple. This is one of those purples that has a little bit of a warmer undertone. It has almost a reddish flash in it. It's very pretty. So I'm going to take this on the lid and just kind of pat it on. And with most Colourpop eyeshadows, I think they perform best damp. Well, the shimmers, you really get the most oomph out of them. You see this shade is not quite as like a candy purple, bright, vivid as the matte, so it kind of grounds it just a bit and they flow together beautifully. But this one just has like maybe a little more depth to it. I'm just gonna let that flow over, kind of pat it into our black eyeshadow right out here and just doing kind of a patting motion to get it on. And then soften the edges so that it blends in. I love that color. That is a beautiful purple. It's very kind of a plummy purple. This is the kind of purple I love. This is my favorite, is these more plummy tones. And this one, this shade you could wear with the neutrals in this palette and have a really beautiful, beautiful, a little bit more approachable look. I'm just gonna let that marry up into that crease color. Look at my little mirror here. I think it's looking the way I want it. Yep. All right, and now I'm gonna jump back over to my little Precision Firm blender. Just a dab of the black, just to make sure those are flowing together. It's kind of almost patting it. Okay, cool, 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 cool. And for liner, I'm gonna use the shade Call It a Bus on an angled brush. Okay, so the only angled brush that I can get my little paws on right now is a dual-ended eyebrow brush, but it's an angled brush, it works, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that. I think I'm gonna dampen this little guy just to get some control. Put a little setting spray on my palette in front of me. Glass palette here, don't drop my brush. And then dampen the end here and dip into the corner of a Call It a Bus. And I'm just gonna stamp that right at that lash line. And kind of pull it out and make a little wing. And try to get right up in there at the lashes. Yeah, I think that's the extent of what I'm going to do on the upper lid. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead, finish this eye up, do my complexion, and we'll come back for the lower lash line and some finishing touches. Okay, we're back. Complexion is done. So I used the Age Perfect from L'Oreal. I'm back into loving this so much. I used my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the hydrating formula. Also back into loving that by Terry Hyaluronic Powder. One of the absolute best powders on the market, worth every penny, so good. And I use my Fenty Cream Style Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer, that name is so long, in Amber for contour. And then I bronzed with NARS Laguna because I love NARS Laguna. All these years, never used it, and I got it in the little birthday gift. Fucking fell in love. Just so good. What? It gives you that perfect bronzer type of vibe, and I'm here for it. And we also use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Let's finish up these eyes. I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop Trick or Treat eyeliner from the Hocus Pocus collection. This is not necessarily a unique product. You can find this on the market. I'll try to link some dupes down below. It's just a plum purple eyeliner. It's basically the same color as this lid shade. I'm gonna use that under the lower lash line. Jesus Christ. And I'm just going to use that to start out my look here, or start out my lower lash line. Not going in the waterline, just going below it. My little eye is trying to water. I had an issue with that yesterday with the watery eye, but it was the other one. So I'm just going to connect it to the wing out here and just pull it across in the lashes. I do like the formula so much of these. Look at that. Dang it. Fucking leaky eye, I tell you. I'll maybe do a little repair on this right out here. Love that for me. Let's do this on the other side. I think the Colourpop eyeliner formulas though are beautiful. They are very good eyeliner, especially ones, you know, in the fun colors. They are pigmented, they're creamy, they wear well. I've enjoyed every single one that I've got my little claws on. I'm going to take a little smudge brush here. This is Sonia Kashuk, just a little bitty baby guy. I love it so much. I'm going to take Dead Man's Toe, which is that purple. I'm going to kind of focus it on one side of the brush, tap it off, and really just tuck it right in there. Kind of tapping right there where, well, my eye's kind of watery. I'm just going to smudge that liner with it and let it flow up. Now I'm going to take this little brush from Morphe. I'm trying to find a replacement for this brush because it just, there's something special about it and I love it. This is the M152, but I am just so over Morphe at this point that I don't, nope. But this is the only brush I have like this that I love so much. I'm going to take a little bit more of Dead Man's Toe, tap it off, have mostly on one side of that brush, and just kind of smoke this out a bit. It's just a perfect little shade for getting right in that lower lash line where you can deposit color and blend at the same time, but it doesn't get out of control. It's not too big. Anybody has a brush like this one that they can recommend to me, the M152, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to go root around on the Sigma site. I bet Sigma might have something. Because I am fully in love with Sigma brushes at this point. Like, Sigma and Sony Kashuk is where it's at for me with the brushes. That's the only two brands I just want to use. Alright, I'm going to go back to that little smudge brush again, clean it off, and let's take Thackeray Binks. I'm going to put that kind of on this inner part right here. And let that flow into the mat. I'm really trying to resist temptation to use Brew Potion, which is that gold glitter. But I use that every time I reach for this palette because I am in love with that gold glitter shade. Oh man, I love it so much. So I'm trying to resist the temptation of using that for this look also. But it would look so cool in the inner corner. I think we might have to just dib dabble a little, just a little bit on that inner corner. Don't leave me alone, okay? I'm gonna do it. And I'm doing this shade dry and it's doing okay. On the lower lash line, I don't need it to be that vibrant. It's okay. Alright, I'm cleaning that little brush off again. And I'm gonna go into, I call it a bus, just very gingerly. And I'm gonna tap that right here, just in the outer corner to join up. And this one is watery, so I might just have to leave that alone for right now. Let me show you on the other side. Very gingerly tapping that right there. And letting it flow into that outer corner. I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. And maybe let that dry, hopefully. Alright, same brush, go and clean it off. And let's take a little bit of Wench, which is the shimmer in the corner. Pop down that inner corner. This is kind of a true, like, almost oyster champagne. I don't know, it's a very interesting color. It's like a cool tone champagne. Like, there's a very beige element to it. It's not gold. It's almost like a parchment type of shade. I think I've seen like a shade like this described as oyster. That sounds right to me. Alright, and clean that off again. Let's take just a touch of Brew Potion. Just a touch. Same little brush. I'm just gonna pat it right there. Just for a little bit of a sparkle. And not get all over my face. I mean, just a hint of sparkle, right? A little glitter ever hurt nobody. Well, except for people who probably got eye infections and cut corneas from glitter. It probably hurt them. Don't do as I do with this. Use the glitter at your own risk. Okay. I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna take a little E27. This is the detail blender. Nothing on it. It's just stained. I'm gonna run it just along under here just to soften everything out. You know, I may take a little bit of Hello Salem on this, and then we're gonna soften that out. There we go. And my allergies are kind of kicking my butt right now, so just ignore my little leaky eye. Yesterday it was the other eye. Just out of nowhere, almost done with my makeup look. Went to pouring, ruined the whole look. It was one of those days. And so I was like, you know what? We're just not gonna finish that video. Thanks, eye. Okay, I think I'm done with the eyeshadow. Just gonna take my big blending brush here with nothing on it. Just make sure everything is looking nice and blended. Alright, cool. Now I think I'm just gonna pop on some lashes and mascara and we'll be done with the eyes, and I'm gonna do that off camera because sometimes me and lashes, it can be a real struggle session, especially this watery eye. Pray for me. I'll be right back. Okay, I just popped on some Kiss lashes. These are Jubilee. They're in like that little influencer pick pack thing you can get. And I think it's kind of hiding my little bald patch. So, yay. Okay, I need another drink of coffee. King Cake coffee from Community. It's so good. I think a close second would probably be like Cinnamon Dolce from Starbucks. If you like that one, you would like the King Cake from Community Coffee if you can get your hands on it. I don't know how far and wide Community sells their coffee. They are a local to Louisiana coffee brand, and it is the only brand that exists in Louisiana basically. Like if you buy other brands, you're just a heretic. It's Community or nothing around here. Anyway, let's move on to the rest of the face here. To finish that up, I pulled a couple of things I haven't reached for a little bit. The Colourpop blush in Vogue from the from this collection. The one that was really beautiful, and just I couldn't have designed a better collection. And then the e.l.f. Retro Paradise highlighter. I'm gonna go ahead and take the highlighter first. This one doesn't really apply very well with a brush because it's kind of a putty formula. I'm gonna try it on my beauty blender and see how that goes. It is a pretty highlight though, if you can find it. I think it is not on the market anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, it just doesn't really want to apply that well. My biggest gripe with it is just a little bit hard to apply because it's a putty, but it's not a creamy putty. It's a little stiff, a little dry, but the shade is so pretty. It's kind of an icy pink, shifting, interesting color. I like it a lot. It is not too dissimilar from a Colourpop highlighter, but I think the Colourpop's formula is a little better. But I mean, if you do come across this, I wouldn't say no to it. I mean, it's nice. Especially, I mean, for the price point. I got mine on clearance at Target, actually. And I figured we could use some, as Teresa is Dead would say, alien slut vibes. Because why not? I'm freaking in love with her right now. Like, I've watched her for years, so I'm just, like, fixated on her. Like, her videos. Like, I've got where I, like, look forward to them. Yeah, this is just kind of a dry formula. Finger is probably the best way to apply it, to be real with you. I'm gonna take a little bit of my inner corner, in fact. Clean my little smudgy brush off. This is one of those, it kind of just needs warming up, maybe, is how I describe it. Like, it's just kind of dry, a little bit hard, but when you swirl it around and get it working with it, it does nice. And now let's do our blush, which will be the Colourpop Vogue. I cannot think of the name of this collection. Dark Blooms. Dark Blooms, that's the collection. I mean, I've used this a good bit, and it still looks brand new. Isn't that amazing? I love that. Okay, well, is it amazing? Not really, it's just kind of cool. Take that on one of my ancient Sonia Kashuk brushes. I figured this is a good blush with this look because it is kind of a mauve, rosy shade, but it also can pull just a tad warm. Like, it's kind of perfect. This is one of my favorite types of blushes next to a nice peach. I love a good warm peach blush too. This is about as cool tone as I would want to get with a blush. That being said, I have a lavender blush that I love. 2 lavender blushes. Very blushy, and I kind of love it with the eyes. Very nice. All right, now for lips, we're gonna get a little dramatic here and have a little fun. But let me go ahead and set my face first with my e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. I really like this one, but it'll sneak up on you because it's such a fine spray. You don't feel it going on your face, and then by the time you feel it, you've applied so much, it's like insane. But I like it. It has one of those pumps that you just go psh, and it just like flows out. It feels very high end. And it has a little shaker in it. It's very nice. It's not necessarily dewy or anything. It's more just for like setting. If you want like a dewy option from e.l.f., their dewy set one that kind of smells like coconuts is quite nice, but the mister on that one is very intense. Yeah, see, now that I've put the blush on, it's kind of like buffed that highlighter in, and you see how it has just a really pretty shift in there. I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful, even though it's a little bit of a finicky product. It's so pretty, and I wish e.l.f. would make that kind of a permanent thing and like bring it out in other shades, and maybe make it a little creamier because it's a cool concept, and I like what they did with it. It's a little stiff, but I like the idea of the product a lot. Lips. I'm gonna line my lips with NYX. This is one of the NYX Suede matte lip liners in Vintage. Vintage is one of my favorite just shades of all time. It's kind of unique. It's a burgundy that has kind of a dustiness to it, which to me makes it very like an easy to wear bold lip when it has that little bit of a muted kind of dusty vibe in there. And for lips, we're going to use the Liquid Suede in Vintage. I know this is so like fall looking, but you know what? Let's have some fall right now. I've done a lot of spring stuff. Let's have a little fall. Why not? Bring in that spooky girl summer, you know what I mean? And isn't this just a beautiful shade? I love it so much. Yeah, it's a muted wine. That's what it is. And the Liquid Suedes is still one of the best formulas in my opinion for a liquid lipstick. They're not completely transfer proof, but they are quite long wearing, and they're just beautiful. And they do kind of set down a little bit and go kind of matte. So I'm going to give it a minute and let it set, and then I'm going to top it with some gloss. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and sort my hair out here. My air dried hair from yesterday that I put a little bit of the Kristen S thickening spray in while it was damp and let it just dry with that. And a little bit of the texture spray once it was dry. And this is kind of my hair's natural state. Swamp Witch. And I like it. Or I like the way it's behaving now that I started using that thickening spray from Kristen S. Before that, my hair would be quite limp and it looked like I crawled out of a swamp, but a swamp that was kind of damp and gross, and my hair was just flat matted to my head. And since I've been incorporating that, and letting my hair air dry, I'm getting like my natural curl pattern coming through without too much frizz and just swamp witch vibes in the best way. So yeah. And of course the texture spray is just awesome spray too. I'm kind of obsessed with Kristen S hair products. I think her stuff is fantastic, and it's not a terrible price point. Like, it's kind of mid-range. It's not, you know, like buying Orbay or something, but it's, you know, one of the more expensive things at the drugstore, but they're worth it because they work really well. They work like really expensive hair products. Let me go ahead and put my jewelry on, the rest of my jewelry on. My earrings and such. I figured we'd go with some snake vibes today. I've got my snake pendant on, snake earrings. I also have a bee pendant mixed in. Bees and snakes. That's my my thing. Bees and snakes. Both venomous, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of my two favorite things. But yeah, these earrings are just from Shein. Kind of do like a huge like Shein jewelry thing, because it's just like everything's like $1, and the quality is like it's $1, so you gotta kind of be gingerly with the stuff. So there's that, but it's still cute, and you know, for filming a video, it's fine. And my rings, like this ring right here is also from Shein. It's just an insignia ring with a bee. My wedding ring, which is actually a ring that was my mother's ring that she had purchased, I don't know, a million years ago, and then my aunt had had it for a while, and my aunt had given it to me a handful of years ago. She gave it back to me because it was my mom's, and you know, she figured I'd want it, and I've held on to it since. And I happen to have lost part of my wedding ring, so I started wearing that as my wedding ring. There's a ring from Black Milk, a ring set that is kind of like one of their bridal sets that I'm planning to purchase, and I keep forgetting to purchase it, but it's the I'll put it on the screen. It's just beautiful. I like the sentiment behind it and everything about it. And then on this hand is this is an eternity band that my mom had purchased. I think she wore this with her wedding ring, and then this is actually my dad's wedding ring from him and my mom. So that's the jewelry that I wear on a daily basis. This ring usually changes to various rings, whatever, but I always have the wedding ring and then my other two over here. Okay. Did you ask about that? No, but I'm just filling you in anyway. Let's go ahead and do our gloss. Again, from the e.l.f. Retro Paradise. This is the gloss in that collection. It's called A Moment. This is a beautiful gloss, by the way. I'm just going to tap it in the center. This has a little bit of a shift in it and some glitters. I'm just keeping it in the center part of the lip because I really like that technique, and it does keep it from migrating on me. All right. And this is the look all complete. I love it. I'm really happy with this. It's been a long time since I played with purple, and I'm loving it. I know we look a little fall, a little spooky, but fuck it. I like looking spooky and fall. I've got just comfy band tee on today. Kind of just doing something that suits my normal aesthetic. Lately I've been very neutral eyeshadow and kind of monochromatic vibes, which, don't get me wrong, I'm still absolutely obsessed with and love, but I can't film every video like that. I need to do something a little bit more exciting, and whether it's seasonally appropriate, I don't care, or wearable, I don't care today. I just want to play, kind of paint, and use that Hocus Pocus palette because let's have some spooky summer, some spooky girl summer, late spring vibes. Why not? So let's get to the giveaway. The 500 subscriber giveaway. Did I just go 80s hair metal? Oh, anyway. So I will have pictures on the screen of all these products and kind of what they look like on the inside, because I don't want to open them and touch them and mess with them because I'm sending them to you and they're brand new. But this is what you will receive in the 500 subscriber giveaway if you choose to enter. You will get this Pure Cosmetics, whatever brand, little brush set right here. This is a full kind of set of brushes for the face. It's in this pretty little pink. I still have it in the, I guess I can take it out of this little bag to show you. But it comes in this beautiful little travel case. How cute is this? I feel like I'm a QVC host here. But yeah, it's in this nice little case that you can travel with. And the brushes inside are like this. So I'm gonna try to get that back on there. But it's a good little selection of brushes. You get some face brushes, you get some eye brushes, a little bit of everything. I just think it's so cute. But I'm gonna put it back in its little plastic wrapper so I don't get my dirty little phalanges end up getting dirty. But yeah, that will come to you. Next, you will get a Better Than Sex mascara, because we could all use in their Better Than Sex mascara. They're just a staple classic, and why not throw in a little sample size of that, because I prefer when I'm buying a high-end mascara to get this size, because you gotta throw it away in 3 months, and a whole tube I'm not going to use up in 3 months. Travel size is the way to go with your high-end mascaras. Save you some money, and you'll actually get to use your product and not waste. You will also receive a clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Just a good basic brow gel. Can't go wrong. Get them nice laminated brows. I love brow gel. It's kind of one of my favorite things in the world, so I had to include one of those. You will get a big fat liner kohl marker pen from the brand Rockins. This is just a nice little eyeliner to get you a good smoky eye going. So yeah, this will be coming to you. And you will get a little Tarte blush here in the shade Kisses. It's a cute little blush. Love, love, love the Amazonian clay blushes. They are one of my absolute favorites. Fantastic product. So you'll be getting one of those. You'll receive a Fenty Kilowatt Freestyle highlighter in these shades Afternoon Snack and Mo Honey. It's beautiful, kind of gold champagne duo split pan action. Gorgeous product. You'll be receiving one of those. I love Fenty's face products. I think that is definitely their standout type of product is highlighters, bronzers, blushes, complexion. Fenty does so damn good on those. Rihanna does. Next, you will get 4 NYX Liquid Suedes in my favorite shades. These are the mini size, so you can try them out and use them and see if you'll fall in love. You're gonna get the shade Vintage, is what I have on today. You know, this has been a favorite shade since these hit the market. This has been one of my favorite shades, so I had to include a Vintage. You will get a gray in the shade Stone Fox. Very fun, very experimental. I'm including this one because I do love gray lipstick. I think it can be quite a vibe and very fun. And you can do some really unique looks. You can also use it as eyeliner if you wanted to. I have the full size of that one and love it so much. And you will also get the shade Cherry Skies, which is a beautiful, deep cherry red, very juicy cherry pie type of color. It's so pretty, and just a really, really nice wearable red that's not so in your face. It's kind of blue based, deepened type of tone. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite reds. And you will get a black lipstick as well. This is the shade Alien in the NYX Liquid Suedes, one of my favorite drugstore black lipsticks. This is just a good one. It's easy to use, stays really well in place, won't migrate everywhere. Good product, so I am including that as well. You guys know I think of black lipstick as a neutral. Anyone can wear black lipstick and look fantastic. It's kind of one of those things when I can't decide what shade of lipstick to wear, I throw on a black lipstick because it's like putting on a nude to me. You know, it's just like a neutral. It goes with everything. And lastly, in this giveaway, you will receive the Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette. Yeah, this is mine actually that I'm showing you right here. The one you will receive is still in its bubble wrap and box. It will come to you like this and all safe and secure. You will get the Gather Round Sisters palette, which, I mean, beautiful, beautiful thing. Really hard to get your hands on. I was fortunate enough to have a best friend who went to Ulta and ordered online on my behalf when I couldn't get my hands on it. She managed to wait in the little queue online at Ulta.com and go out to her Ulta and purchase a couple of extras for herself and myself. She's the reason I have the Hocus Pocus palette, and she gave me one of the extras to give to you guys in a giveaway. So everybody in the comments say thank you, Chandra, for that. This is what you'll receive. Beautiful, beautiful palette. Another reason I wanted to include this one is because this is a color story that describes me very well and my channel. My kind of vibe is these types of shades. I could have done better myself on this one. I love the artwork. I am a huge Hocus Pocus fan. So yeah, include that for you guys as well, and kind of make this a well-rounded, a little bit of a full face type of vibe in the giveaway. So to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel and follow me on Instagram, and then comment below. Let me know what product you're most excited about in this giveaway, along with your IG handle. The best way for me to contact you would be on Instagram. Just leave your IG handle down below in the comments, along with your favorite product from this giveaway or the thing you're most excited about. So when the giveaway closes, you'll receive a DM on Instagram from me to you, and I'll get your details from there and send this stuff out to you. But yeah, that's the rules. Just subscribe to my channel, or be subscribed to my channel. Comment down below what you're looking forward to in this giveaway, along with your IG handle, and follow me on Instagram. I will check, make sure everyone's following all those rules before I enter them in the giveaway, and I'll use one of those apps that will generate the winner, so it's all fair and square. So yeah, I don't do giveaways often because I find them quite stressful, but we will be doing more as the channel grows. Stick around, because at 1,000 we're gonna have a hella giveaway when we hit 1,000 subscribers over here. I'm talking Pat McGrath big giveaway, so you're gonna want to be subscribed and stick around and watch my videos and enjoy my content. Hell, that's why you're here. So yeah, that is all for today. Good luck in the giveaway, and thank you for hanging out with me and being subscribed to my channel. Thank you to everybody who got me to 500. I love you all so much. You guys are the best. And everybody that comments all the time, and we have conversations down below. You guys, you're my people. And yeah, that's all for today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.